Welcome to my channel Echoes of Coin. You might think the 1990 penny is just another common coin in your pocket, but hidden among billions are rare varieties worth thousands of dollars. Could one be sitting unnoticed in your change right now? The 1991 cent coin, commonly referred to as the Lincoln cent or Lincoln penny, stands as one of the most collected modern United States coins. Issued by the United States Mint, this coin features the familiar image of Abraham Lincoln on the obverse and the Lincoln Memorial on the reverse, a design combination that remained in use from 1959 until 2008. The year 1990 marks an important chapter within the long history of the Lincoln cent, as it was struck in massive numbers, includes multiple mint marks, has distinctive varieties and errors, and plays an important role for both new collectors and seasoned numismatists. Understanding the 1990 penny requires examining its physical composition, design elements, minting history, varieties, known errors, market demand, and long-term investment potential. The obverse of the 1990 penny features the right-facing bust of President Abraham Lincoln, a design created by Victor David Brenner in 1909 to honor the centennial of Lincoln's birth. The portrait remains one of the longest-running designs in U.S. coinage history. On the obverse, the inscriptions include the word Liberty, to the left of Lincoln, the year 1990, to the right, and the national motto In God We Trust, along the upper rim. Below the date, depending on the mint of origin, the coin may include the letter D for the Denver Mint, S for the San Francisco Mint, or no mint mark at all for coins struck at the Philadelphia Mint. The reverse of the 1990 penny displays the Lincoln Memorial in Washington, D.C., designed by Frank Gasparo. This design was first introduced in 1959 to commemorate the 150th anniversary of Lincoln's birth. Above the memorial are the words United States of America and the national motto E pluribus unum. At the bottom of the reverse, the denomination 1 cent is boldly inscribed. Careful collectors often point out that if magnified, one can see a tiny image of the seated statue of Lincoln inside the memorial, making this reverse design unique in that it portrays both the building and a representation of the man himself. In terms of composition, the 1990 penny was made of copper-plated zinc, a composition adopted in 1982 due to rising copper prices. Each coin contains 97.5% zinc and 2.5% copper, with a total weight of 2.5 grams and a diameter of 19 millimeters. The edges are smooth without reading. This change from the earlier 95% copper cents to copper-plated zinc was controversial at the time, as many collectors and even the general public preferred the heavier feel and durability of the traditional copper cent. By 1990, however, Americans had become accustomed to the lighter, zinc-based coinage, although the debate between copper cents and zinc cents continues among hobbyists. When considering mintage, the 1990 penny was struck in enormous numbers, reflecting both the everyday demand for circulating coinage and the popularity of coin collecting. At the Philadelphia Mint, production exceeded 6.8 billion coins, while the Denver Mint produced over 4.9 billion. These figures make the 1990 cent one of the most common issues in modern American coinage, widely available in circulation and in mint state rolls and bags. In addition to circulation strikes, the San Francisco Mint produced millions of proof coins, specifically 3,299,559, for collectors. These proof coins, struck with specially polished dies and planchets, showcase sharp details, mirror-like fields, and frosted devices. Although the 1990 penny is common in circulated grades, it is valued by collectors in higher mint state grades, especially those certified by professional grading services. Red, uncirculated examples graded MS-67 or higher can fetch premium prices due to their rarity in pristine condition. The presence of full luster, sharp strike, and lack of contact marks are crucial factors in determining the value of these coins. Collectors also distinguish between color designations brown, BN, red-brown, RB, and red, RD, with red being the most desirable since freshly minted pennies exhibit a bright coppery red appearance that often fades with time. One of the most fascinating aspects of the 1990 penny is the presence of varieties and minting errors. These can significantly affect desirability and value. Among the most famous is the 1990 No S proof cent, a variety where the San Francisco Mint failed to add the S mint mark on certain proof dies. As a result, a small number of proof sets were released with 1990 cents that appear identical to Philadelphia issues but with proof characteristics. This no S proof variety is extremely scarce and valuable, commanding thousands of dollars at auction depending on grade and certification. The 1990 no S cent represents one of the most important modern rarities and is a highlight for Lincoln cent collectors. Other varieties include double dies, where the coin shows evidence of design elements being doubled due to misalignment during the hubbing process. Collectors search for double die obverse and reverses in the 1990 issue, with some minor varieties documented. Additionally, off-center strikes, broad strikes, die cracks, clipped planchets, and struck-through errors are known to exist. Each type of error adds to the coin's uniqueness and market appeal, especially in higher grades. To fully appreciate the 1990 penny, one must consider its place within the broader history of the Lincoln cent. Introduced in 1909, the Lincoln cent replaced the Indian head cent, becoming the first U.S. coin to depict a real historical figure. Victor David Brenner's design was initially criticized but quickly gained acceptance, and the coin became a beloved fixture of American pocket change in 1959. The reverse was changed from the wheat ears designed to the Lincoln Memorial to mark the 150th anniversary of Lincoln's birth. The memorial design, in use during 1990, itself represents a long and significant chapter in U.S. numismatics, bridging generations of collectors. By 1990, the Lincoln Memorial reverse had been in circulation for more than 3 decades, familiar to millions of Americans. While common, the 1990 issue symbolizes an era when coin collecting was transitioning into the modern age. Third-party grading companies such as PCGS and NGC had established themselves by then, influencing how coins like the 1990 cent were valued and collected. Population reports, census data, and slabbed examples in high grade added layers of sophistication to the hobby, elevating even modern cents to objects of careful study. In terms of market value, the 1990 penny in circulated condition typically trades for face value due to its abundance. However, certified mint state red examples can bring several dollars, with MS-67 and higher commanding significant premiums. Proof issues with cameo or deep cameo designations are more valuable, and the rare 1990 no S proof can exceed $5,000 to $15,000 depending on grade and demand. Error coins vary widely, with spectacular off-center or double-struck examples selling for hundreds. Collectors often pursue the 1990 cent as part of a complete Lincoln cent collection, spanning from 1909 to the present. Within such a collection, the 1990 penny is an essential piece, even if common, as it represents continuity of the series. The excitement comes from searching rolls, mint sets, and proof sets for high-grade examples or rare errors. For beginners, the 1990 cent offers an affordable entry point into numismatics, while for experts, it provides opportunities for specialization in varieties and advanced study. The 1991 cent coin is not only interesting because of its production figures and varieties, but also because it represents a transitional moment in American coinage culture. The late 1980s and early 1990s were a time when coin collecting was gaining renewed visibility through coin shows, mail-order companies, and the growth of coin clubs across the United States. At this time, the hobby also began to intersect with new technologies, including computer databases and online communication that would soon allow collectors to share information about varieties, errors, and prices more rapidly than ever before. The 1990 penny, therefore, belongs to a generation of coins that are both common and yet studied with great detail. One of the first aspects to note when examining a 1990 cent is how mint marks were applied. In this year, the Philadelphia Mint struck cents without a mint mark, the Denver Mint produced coins with a D, and the San Francisco Mint created proof issues with an S. Unlike in earlier decades when mint marks were added to dies by hand, in the modern era they were included during the die creation process, which reduced the likelihood of unusual over-mint mark varieties but did not eliminate the chance of missing or mispunched marks. The most spectacular case remains the 1990 no S proof cent, which stands as a numismatic icon. This coin was not created deliberately but rather resulted from the absence of the mint mark on a proof die. Only a limited number of proof sets containing this rarity entered the market, and once discovered, demand skyrocketed. Today, Collectors who possess a certified example hold an important modern treasure. For most collectors, however, the everyday 1990 penny is encountered in circulation. Billions of these coins entered commerce, meaning that examples are easy to locate in pocket change even decades later. The durability of copper-plated zinc allows them to circulate for many years, though corrosion and surface damage are more common in zinc cents than in the older bronze alloy coins. Collectors often remark on the unattractive spotting or bubbling that can occur on zinc cents due to weaknesses in the plating process. This feature makes it difficult to find pristine, high-grade examples of the 1990 penny, which is why certified mint state coins can still carry premiums despite the overall abundance of the issue. In the grading world, the distinction between circulated and uncirculated coins is crucial. A circulated 1990 cent, regardless of condition, is generally only worth face value unless it carries an error or variety. Uncirculated examples, on the other hand, are graded on the 70-point Sheldon scale, with MS-60 representing the lowest level of uncirculated and MS-70 denoting a flawless coin. For the 1990 penny, grades up to MS-65 are relatively easy to find, but coins in MS-67 and higher are rare due to contact marks from high-speed production and storage. Collectors willing to pay premiums seek these top-graded coins, especially if they are designated as full red. Another factor that makes the 1990 penny intriguing is its role in proof and mint sets. Proof sets from 1990, issued by the San Francisco Mint, included the standard 5 denominations struck in highly polished form. These sets were sold directly to collectors and are widely available today, though the presence of the no-S variety makes them highly scrutinized. Mint sets from 1990, which included uncirculated examples of each denomination from both the Philadelphia and Denver mints, also contained cents that remain in collector hands in large numbers. These mint set coins tend to be of higher quality than circulation strikes, though they are not proof coins. Searching mint sets is one way that collectors hunt for well-preserved 1990 cents. Errors are another area where the 1990 penny draws attention. Some collectors specialize exclusively in Lincoln cent errors, and the 1990 issue provides plenty of opportunities. Off-center strikes occur when the blank planchet is not properly centered between the dies, resulting in a coin that shows partial design and blank space. Depending on the percentage of the off-center strike and whether the date is visible, values can range from modest to significant. Another error type is the broad strike, where the coin is struck outside the retaining collar, causing it to spread out more widely than normal. Clipped planchets, where a portion of the blank is missing due to overlapping during punching, also appear for this year. Additionally, struck-through errors, where foreign materials such as grease, thread, or metal shavings are trapped between die and planchet during striking, create unique surface impressions. These error coins, while not common, can often sell for much more than face value because of their novelty. Double die varieties for the 1990 penny are less prominent than in other famous years, such as 1955 or 1969s, but minor double dies do exist. Collectors using magnification can identify slight doubling in lettering or digits, though these typically do not command extremely high premiums. Nevertheless, even minor double dies are collected avidly because they represent variations in the minting process that make certain coins unique. The legacy of the Lincoln cent adds additional meaning to the 1990 issue. By 1990, the Lincoln cent had been in continuous production for 81 years, making it one of the longest-running coin series in U.S. history. Collectors value the continuity of the design, as well as the fact that Abraham Lincoln remains one of the most admired American presidents. His portrait on the cent is not only a symbol of historical remembrance, but also an enduring reminder of how coinage functions as a carrier of national identity. The 1990 cent, therefore, while common, contributes to this legacy and holds a place in nearly every collection of modern American coins. Economically, the cent's role in circulation was being questioned by 1990. Inflation had reduced the purchasing power of 1 cent considerably compared to earlier decades. Yet, the cent remained a vital denomination for commerce, and the tradition of the penny was deeply ingrained in American culture. Debates about the future of the cent, including whether to abolish it due to production costs exceeding face value, had already begun. The 1990 penny reflects this period of discussion, and its zinc composition was a cost-saving measure designed to keep the denomination viable. When analyzing market values today, the 1990 penny is usually separated into four main categories: circulation strikes from Philadelphia, circulation strikes from Denver, proof strikes from San Francisco with an S mint mark, and the rare no S proof variety. Circulation strikes in average circulated condition are worth 1 cent. Uncirculated Philadelphia and Denver examples in MS65 red may be worth a few dollars, while MS67 red examples can sell for significantly more, sometimes over $100 depending on population reports. Proof coins with deep cameo contrast are more desirable and usually worth a few dollars each, while perfect PR70 deep cameo coins can sell for higher amounts. The no S proof, as mentioned earlier, is an exceptional rarity valued in the thousands. Collectors often consider long-term investment potential when evaluating the 1990 cent. While common examples will likely never exceed modest values due to their enormous mintages, high-grade certified coins and key varieties like the no S proof are strong investment pieces. The growing demand for Lincoln cent varieties ensures that even minor errors from 1990 can find eager buyers. Additionally, as time passes and more circulation strikes become worn or damaged, the relative scarcity of pristine mint state examples will increase, gradually supporting higher market prices. The 1990 penny also plays an educational role for new collectors. Because it is easy to obtain, it serves as an entry point into numismatics. Beginners can practice grading, searching for varieties, and learning about minting processes by studying this coin. The contrast between common circulation pieces and the rare no S proof also demonstrates how subtle differences can mean the difference between a coin worth a cent and one worth thousands of dollars. For young collectors, the 1990 cent often represents a first step in discovering the wider world of coin collecting. Beyond the technical aspects, the cultural significance of the Lincoln cent should not be overlooked. Coins are everyday objects that pass through millions of hands, carrying with them symbols of history and national identity. The 1990 cent, featuring Lincoln's portrait and the Lincoln Memorial, encapsulates themes of unity, memory, and democracy. Collectors often view coins not just as metal tokens but as miniature works of art and historical documents. In this sense, the 1990 penny embodies the long-lasting respect Americans have for Lincoln and for the values he represents.